Sagittarius, if you have recently felt that your life is preparing to move in a direction you cannot fully predict, August 16th, 2026, may bring an important clue about where that road is leading. Something that appears ordinary at first could carry much more meaning than you realize. A conversation, an invitation, a sudden idea, a financial opportunity, a message from someone far away, or a moment when you finally realize that the life you have been living is no longer enough for the person you are becoming. August 16th is not about standing still. It is about recognizing the moment when the horizon begins to move closer. And Sagittarius, you were never meant to live inside a life that feels too small. If this reading is meant for you, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Stay until the end, because this day brings important messages about your career, money, love, relationships, friendships, personal growth, emotional energy, and the unexpected opportunities that may appear when you least expect them. The energy around you today encourages movement, but not reckless movement. You may feel an intense desire to change something. Your job, your routine, your surroundings, your financial situation, your relationship, or simply the way you have been thinking about your future. That desire is not necessarily a sign that you are unhappy. Sometimes restlessness appears because your inner world has already grown beyond your current circumstances. You may have learned everything you were supposed to learn from one chapter. Now your spirit wants another landscape. Professionally, August 16th could bring a new direction. You may hear about a position, project, business opportunity, or collaboration that immediately catches your attention. Perhaps it involves something you have wanted to explore for a long time. Travel, international work, education, media, technology, communication, entrepreneurship, or a completely different professional environment. The important thing is not to reject an opportunity simply because it is unfamiliar. Sagittarius often grows through experiences that require courage. If you have been waiting for the perfect opportunity, you may discover that the perfect opportunity rarely arrives perfectly packaged. Sometimes it arrives with questions. Sometimes it arrives with risk. Sometimes it arrives when you are still trying to understand whether you are ready. You don't need absolute certainty. You need enough confidence to investigate. Ask questions. Do your research. Talk to someone who understands the field. Look at the numbers. Then decide. A conversation with someone experienced could be especially valuable today. A mentor, a former colleague, a business owner, a teacher, or someone who has already taken the path you are considering. One sentence from this person could change your perspective. And that is why you should not underestimate today's conversations. The right person can sometimes show you a road you couldn't see from where you were standing. Financially, August 16th brings a mixture of optimism and caution. You may feel more confident about your ability to increase your income. Perhaps you are considering a side business, freelance work, online income, a new investment, a creative project, or a professional skill that could eventually become more profitable. This is a good day to think bigger, but not to ignore the details. Sagittarius naturally looks at the destination. Today, look at the road as well. How much will it cost? How long will it take? What are the risks? What happens if the plan doesn't work immediately? What resources do you already have? The answers will help you turn optimism into a strategy. You may also receive unexpected financial news. A delayed payment could arrive. Someone may repay money. A new client may appear. Or you could discover a way to earn from something you already know how to do. Don't underestimate the financial value of your knowledge. Your experience may be more valuable than you realize. But avoid spending simply because you suddenly feel optimistic. One good financial development does not mean every future expense is safe. Enjoy your progress, but protect it. Love carries a more adventurous energy today. If you are in a relationship, you may feel a strong desire to bring freshness back into the connection. Perhaps the relationship has become too predictable, too much routine, too many responsibilities, not enough excitement. August 16th could inspire a conversation about doing something different together. A trip, a new experience, a shared project, a change in routine, or simply an honest conversation about dreams you haven't discussed recently. Sometimes relationships don't need more love. They need more life. You may also begin talking about long-term plans, where you want to live, what kind of future you want, whether you want to travel, how you want to handle money, what commitment means to both of you. Don't be afraid of these conversations. The future becomes less frightening when two people are willing to imagine it together. But if your relationship has become restrictive, today may make that feeling impossible to ignore. Sagittarius needs emotional freedom. That does not mean avoiding commitment. It means being able to remain yourself inside the relationship. If you feel that you have to constantly reduce your personality, hide your dreams, or ask permission to be yourself, something needs to be examined. Love should not become a cage simply because it has a beautiful name. For single Sagittarius natives, August 16th could bring an exciting encounter. And this person may not come from your usual environment. They could be connected to travel, education, work, the internet, another city, another culture, or simply a completely different social circle. The attraction may begin through conversation. You may find yourself talking for longer than expected, sharing stories, laughing, discussing dreams, and suddenly realizing that you don't want the conversation to end. This kind of connection can feel refreshing because there is no history between you, no old expectations, no previous version of yourself that you have to defend. Just two people discovering each other. But don't rush to name the relationship. Let it develop. Some connections are meant to be explored before they are defined. Someone from your past could also reappear today. A message may arrive. A memory may return. Or you may unexpectedly encounter someone you haven't seen in a long time. Before reopening that chapter, ask yourself whether you truly want the person back or simply miss the feeling associated with them. The past can be beautiful without being your destination. Your social environment may also expand. You could receive an invitation, meet someone new, join a new group, attend an event, or reconnect with people who inspire you. Say yes to meaningful experiences. Your next opportunity may be connected to a person you meet casually today. Sagittarius often discovers important things while moving. That is why isolation can sometimes make you feel stuck. You don't need to attend every event. But don't reject every invitation either. Give life a chance to surprise you. Emotionally, August 16th may reveal that you have been carrying an old limitation. Perhaps someone once told you that you were unrealistic, too ambitious, too independent, too emotional, too difficult to understand. Too much. And maybe, without realizing it, you started adjusting yourself around that criticism. Today, you may begin taking that power back. Someone else's inability to understand your dreams does not make those dreams foolish. You don't have to make your future smaller just because someone else feels more comfortable with you that way. Your personal growth is becoming stronger. You may feel less interested in proving yourself. Less interested in explaining every decision. Less interested in convincing people who have already decided not to understand. That is emotional maturity. You don't need to win every argument. You simply need to know what is true for you. There may also be an important psychological shift around fear. You may realize that you have been waiting for certainty before taking action. But certainty rarely comes first. Sometimes courage comes first. Then experience creates certainty. If you have been postponing a major decision because you are afraid of making the wrong choice, ask yourself whether staying exactly where you are is also a choice. Because it is. And it has consequences too. Your physical energy may be relatively strong, but you need to avoid scattering it. You may want to do everything at once. Start the project. Change the job. Plan the trip. Fix the relationship. Improve your finances. Learn something new. Slow down. Choose the most important thing. Focus creates results. Rest also matters. Your mind needs empty space. Go outside. Walk. Listen to music. Spend time away from constant notifications. Give yourself permission to think without immediately acting. Sometimes your best idea arrives when you stop forcing it. There is also a warning around impulsive promises. Someone may ask you to commit quickly. A business proposal may sound exciting. A romantic situation may move faster than expected. A friend may expect you to solve their problem. Don't say yes simply because you are excited. Excitement is valuable, but excitement should be followed by evaluation. Your freedom is precious. Don't exchange it for an opportunity that looks impressive but creates unnecessary pressure. August 16th may also bring a surprising realization about your future. You may suddenly understand that you want a different lifestyle. More travel. More independence. More creativity. More financial freedom. More meaningful relationships. Less drama. Less routine. Less pretending. Whatever it is, write it down. Your desires are not random. They are clues. Sometimes the future speaks through the things we cannot stop thinking about. By the evening, you may feel as though the horizon has expanded. You may not know exactly what will happen next, but you may know that something is possible. And sometimes possibility is enough to begin. So on August 16th, 2026, Sagittarius, pay attention to unexpected invitations. Listen to conversations. Protect your money. Explore professional opportunities. Be honest in love. Allow new people into your world. But don't rush into commitments simply because something feels exciting. If someone offers you a new opportunity, investigate it. If someone from the past returns, remember why they became the past. If your relationship needs freshness, create it together. If your finances need a new strategy, build one. If your heart wants a different future, don't silence it. And if fear tells you to stay exactly where you are, ask yourself whether fear is protecting you or simply keeping you familiar with the same old life. Sagittarius, August 16th may not be the day when the entire future becomes visible. It may be the day when you finally see the direction. And once you know the direction, the first step becomes easier. You don't need to know every mile of the journey. You only need enough light to see the next one. Your life is not asking you to have every answer. It is asking you to remain curious, to remain brave, to remain open, and to trust that the road can reveal itself as you walk. Because sometimes the greatest adventure begins at the exact moment when you stop waiting for certainty. August 16th may be that moment for you, Sagittarius. The horizon is wider than you think. And somewhere beyond what you can currently see, a new chapter may already be waiting.